We start here this hour. It's day 6 of the JSC interviews. Canny Maphanga, SABC News Reporter, joins us now to take us through the very latest from there. Good afternoon, Canny. So 9 candidates are being interviewed for the 4 vacancies. Talk us through the performance of some of those candidates.
Well, good afternoon to you, Mfundo, and to the viewers at home. Indeed, it is day 6, and as we are drawing close to those JSC interviews, that is the October leg of the JSC interviews, we have about 9 candidates that were interviewed for the Western Cape division of the High Court. Now, of those 9 candidates, we are looking at a number of women that were shortlisted for that position, or 4 vacancies rather, that are sitting in the Western Cape division of the High Court. Of course, of those women, only 2 of those women were African aspirant black women judges, of course, as they describe them. Now, you know that transformation is a critical or dominant feature of the Western Cape division interviews, of all the divisions, actually, when we speak of it. But it is a particular project for the Western Cape division of the High Court when we discuss transformation. Transformation speaks to reaching that gender composition and racial composition of the judiciary that is reflective of our constitutional democracy. It is that principle that allows us today, Mfundo, to see our Chief Justice of the Republic of South Africa being a black woman, that is Chief Justice Mandisa Maya, and then, of course, seeing the SCA being led by a black woman and some divisions of the High Court being led by black women. By transforming the judiciary, that is a key target that is looked at by the JSC when they interview some of those candidates. Now, to be honest, Mfundo, when we look at the various candidates that have been interviewed today, it hasn't been the strongest panel. If we are to reflect correctly, the JSC has taken this opportunity today to reflect on the technical issues that you need to understand in terms of law, and you need to understand in terms of running a court, because you know a lot of these candidates that we are seeing before the Western Cape division of the High Court today have had acting stints in the Western Cape High Court. However, none of them are judges. Most of them are regional magistrates, and some are junior counsel, and some are senior counsel. However, we have seen that because of that barrier to entry, that these interviews today have been centered around the technical understanding of the law and whether they'll be able to survive in the civil court role as well as the criminal court role. So based on the kind of interviews that we've seen, Fundo, today, it has been quite a challenge for some of the interviews. I think that a few candidates do stand a chance to be recommended by the JSC today. However, it is difficult to see at this stage that the JSC will be able to recommend at least 4 for those 4 judicial vacancies that exist in the Western Cape division of the High Court. And of course, this is very concerning for this particular division. We know that they have a number of challenges, and even though we're seeing these vacancies in the October leg, we know that quite a number of senior judges in that division are still going to retire in the next year, and they'll have to fill those vacancies as well. So it's very important for the administration of justice to ensure that there are enough judges in that particular division and that they're able to unite and lead a path forward for that particular division that now has a new permanent judge president pending the nod of, or the final nod rather, of the president. So it's important for them to get enough candidates and attract enough candidates in order to stabilize that division that has been described as troubled in the past. Now, we expect, because we are on the last interview now, that the JSC will go into deliberations, and then, of course, after that, we'll hear whether they'll be able to recommend 4 candidates for the 4 judicial vacancies in the Western Cape division of the High Court. Over to you in studio.
Now, that technical understanding that you speak of is, of course, very important and only achieved through frequent acting stints by some of those. So most certainly a lot of planning, forward planning, that is needed within the JSC. But Canny, thank you very much for that reportage. That's SABC News reporter Canny Maphanga there, who's been monitoring day 6 of the JSC interviews for us.